let's see. Next we have Pisces rising. Now this puts Jupiter and Venus in the 5th house. The 5th house is the joy of Venus. This is where passion itself emanates in the houses. So we have not only the planet of passion, but the house of passion. And Jupiter and Venus here are just oozing with love, oozing with affection. This is the time to get juicy and romantic and bring out the flowers, box of chocolates, whatever you may like, rose petals on the bed, and just have an incredible romantic, light candles and the whole 9 yards. Do the whole thing, light candles, flowers and petals on the bed, make the box of chocolate, flowers in the vase on the armoire, and just have a great evening. This is the time to be really juicy and passionate and sink into the quality of love itself. This is our Pisces rising experience of Jupiter and Venus being in the 5th house. At least I wish it on you all, Pisces rising. I wish this abundance upon all of you. So may it be manifested for you that you have such a lovely, juicy evening on the 11th to 12th. Next, we go to Aries rising. And with Aries rising, our lovebirds land in the 4th house of family, ancestry. This can be a time where we're really connecting to our ancestors, our roots, doing any kind of genealogical work and finding a lot of new information. This can also be a time where parents do their family making business of making babies. I mean, the 4th house is the place where we make the babies that show up in the 5th house. And Jupiter and Venus here, this is baby making time. So this is also a good time for, bringing some passion into the bedroom, into our lives, and romance. And, romance is so exclusivized in our culture. But, bring romance into your friendships, bring romance into your life in general. Romance isn't something that has to have an object outside of you. Romance can be something that you feel within you. So yeah, just take this opportunity to bring romance into your heart and let that just be expressed with whoever you meet. It doesn't have to necessarily land as like a subject object. I have romance for this person. You can just be romantic. You can just be a hopeless romantic, or in this case, a Jupiterian romantic. All right, enough there. Let's move to the next. We've got the next one is Taurus rising, which puts Jupiter and Venus in the 3rd house. You can see that here. Here's our 3rd house. The 3rd house topics are siblings, your local neighborhood. This is the joy of the moon. And so we can really, this is an interesting thing because the moon, Cancer is the sign of the moon. So the moon is hosting Jupiter and Venus here. And the joy of the moon is really about how we communicate and relate to those closest to us in our neighborhoods, in our communities. Yes, our families and our siblings, cousins, close relationships. It's also talking about, it's on that axis of the 9th, 3rd house axis. So we're talking about education. But we're talking about not the philosophical, high-minded education. We're talking about the brass tacks education of getting stuff done. This is like just training. How do we train ourselves to do things? In a spiritual path practice, this is a training our mind, doing meditation every day, over and over and over again, training the mind to be a certain way, to operate in a certain way. Or this is the trainings on the job trainings or things like that. And the moon is all about relating and interrelating with others. So if we think about Jupiter and Venus here, this is all about really expanding and juicifying our relationships with our communities and neighbors, and how do we make those more substantiable? How do we bring abundance and passion to those kinds of relationships and those kinds of ways of communicating? Then we move on to the Gemini rising, which places our Jupiter and Venus friends in the 2nd house. The 2nd house is the house of our resources that help support us. And this can be money, food, values that we like to stand on in our lives. This can be our lawyers and accountants, people that counsel us, our therapists can fall into this house. People that help us be who we are and the people that we need to be, and the circumstances that then support that life for ourselves. So Venus and Jupiter here can bring an abundance of wealth, of money, but it can also bring an abundance of anything that supports us. This could be, if we've been looking for the right divorce lawyer, this might be the time when you get the right divorce lawyer. Or if we've been looking for an accountant to help us out with that big tax problem, this could be the time for that. But it could also be the time where, a business deal has just been really great, and maybe we sell that. If we're a realtor, we sell that house, and it's like the biggest house, most expensive house that we had in our stable, and it sells, and we get a great commission, and boom, it lands on this day. So look out for anything, any of these kinds of things can really strike, but it's really to do with bringing passion and an abundant mindset to all of our resources and those things that support us in our lives, in our identity, and who we are. Those are people, places, and things can all fall in that second house. After that, we're back to Cancer on the ascendant, and that concludes our look through the 12 houses and goes through all of our rising signs. So that's it for today. So that's a little bit different than the lunation video that I normally give for the full moon, but you can see the lunation video that I do for the full moon over on Nadia Shah's channel. And I welcome you, and I'm asking you, please go there and support Nadia on her channel. Subscribe to her channel. She's got incredible content, and like the video over there, comment on it, and I'll answer your comments over on her channel. And again, until next time, keep your eye on the sky and make a wish upon a star. Be well. Oh, and don't forget the coupon code in the description below. Birthday 2025, 50% off standard, basic, premium sessions, as well as 6-session coaching packages. So be well, and again, keep your eye on the sky and make a wish upon a star.